Hi, my name's Raf Hymas. I am Marketing Product Manager for Massey Ferguson high horsepower and specialty tractors here in Australia and New Zealand. And today we're going to be looking in depth at the Massey Ferguson 5S. So the 5S is the latest iteration of the Massey Ferguson slope nose bonnet tractors that goes back to the early 90s. And it has been a hugely successful machine for us, primarily as a loader tractor because of that incredible forward visibility that you get from that aggressively sloped bonnet. So we've got a very consistent naming convention across the S series range now. As we know, the 5 in this case refers to the chassis size or the class of tractor. The S refers to high specification. And then the final 3 digits at the end of the model name is the maximum horsepower. In this case, 135 horsepower. So let's have a quick look at the engine on the 5S. The 5S is powered by the 4.4 litre 4-cylinder AGCO power engine, which meets Stage 5 European emissions regulations. It's available from 105 horsepower right through to 145 horsepower. So there's 2 transmissions on offer in the 5S. The Dyna 4 power shift in the essential spec machines and the Dyna 6 power shift in the efficient level machines, which is what we've got behind us. So one of the key features of the 5S is that aggressively sloped bonnet. It gives unrivaled forward visibility, and that's why it's known as the ultimate all-rounder or the best loader tractor on the market. Let's have a look in the engine compartment. So as far as your daily checks go on the 5S engine, the engine oil level is located on the right-hand side of the engine block, and then your air filter and your radiator coolant is accessed on the left-hand side of the engine compartment. So as we can see up at the front of the engine compartment, a nice compact cooling package, and that is what allows for that aggressively sloped bonnet, which is a characteristic of the 5S. So like any Massey Ferguson tractor, there are a wide range of options available to suit any application. For instance, on this unit, we have the standard pivoting front axle, but a fully suspended front axle is available. Likewise, front linkage and PDO are also available if your application requires those features. So we've already discussed the fact that the 5S is seen in the market as the ultimate loader tractor. And there's a couple of loader options. We can either locally fit them or you can opt to have one fitted at the factory. Regardless of whether you have it factory fitted or locally fitted, the standard equipment is a third function and soft ride on all of the loader booms supplied. As we keep coming down the tractor, we mentioned also earlier that the 5S meets Stage 5 emissions standards for Europe. We're not going to go into too much detail, but all of the emissions control happen within this box here. It's considered an all-in-one system. And it sort of ties in with the loader operation because you've got that very slim exhaust stack that's tucked in behind the A-pillar, which allows uncompromised forward visibility. So as we move around to the rear of the tractor, we take in the rear linkage, PDO and hydraulic functions. So rear linkage capacity is a 6-tonne lift. Hydraulic flow is up to 110 litres per minute. In this case, we have a tractor fitted with 4 sets of rear remotes and a 3-speed PDO. And then again, there's options that are not fitted to this machine but are available. Things like hydraulic trailer brakes, power beyond, isobus, and options like these. Another important thing to mention in this particular case is the mechanical cab suspension with a coil-over shock absorber on both sides. So as you'll notice on the rear guards, for convenience, you've got the ability to lift and lower the rear linkage. We have the ability to control a single hydraulic remote and engage and disengage the PDO on the switch here. The lifting and lowering of the linkage can be done from both sides. There's a set of switches on the right-hand guard as well, but the PDO and the hydraulic control is over on the left-hand guard. Lighting package. On this particular machine, we just have a full set of halogen work lights. There is LED upgrade work lights available. So fuel tank and AdBlue, 200 litre diesel capacity in the fuel tank, 20 litres in the AdBlue for a good long working day. Let's jump up in the cab and take a look in there. So once we're in the cab of the 5S, the first thing you'll notice is the similarity to all of the S-Series range. The main dashboard, your info display, the unique power control lever, so you can shuttle forward and reverse, but then you can also up and downshift in both forward and reverse. The seat that I'm sitting on is the sort of middle of the road offering. It is the automatic air suspended seat. So you've got a wide range of adjustments, seat tilt, your compressor for lifting and lowering, fore and aft adjustments. Just a wide variety of adjustments in the seat to keep you comfortable. A minor styling feature is the chrome spokes on the steering wheel, which denotes your efficient spec. And then your armrest control over here to your right, with all of your transmission functions, your main multifunction joystick here. You've got your range button here, your linkage lift and lower, your C1 and C2 cruise control settings, your micro joystick up here in the top right hand corner, forward and reverse shuttle, and then your free function keys, so you can assign them to any number of different things. If you want to assign your F1 to answer your phone, for instance, you can do that. You can actually run everything off of this control, including your front end loader off of the micro joystick here. On the efficiency, you've got the additional multifunction joystick over here. You can forward and reverse shuttle. You've got your customizable H3 and H4 functions. Again, your free function button there that you can assign to whatever you'd like. Upshift, downshift, and then all your full loader control, so lift, lower, crowd and dump. Hand throttle, your audio controls and your telephone. Up here you've got diff lock, manual lock, and auto, and four-wheel drive, manual or auto, hydraulic activation, linkage position control, PDO activation, so on and so forth. We've also got our C1 and C2 scroll wheels here. You've got your two hydraulic remotes on the mechanical levers, so third and fourth remote, hydraulic lockout button, and then we've also got on the B pillar, as we're already familiar with, all your work light functions, your PDO functions here, your linkage controls, so your rate of drop, your draft control, your minimum and maximum heights, linkage suspension, your switch for combining your pump flow, for increasing the speed of your hydraulic reactions, lights, brake to neutral right there on the B pillar, isobus, front suspension if it's applicable, and your auto steer. Loader suspension lockout, USB port for charging, and that sort of covers most of the main features in the cab. So I hope you've enjoyed our walk around of the Massey Ferguson 5S. It really is an important machine in the Massey Ferguson lineup. If you would like to know more about the 5S, please look at our website or contact your local Massey Ferguson dealer.